Hello everyone, this is going to be a match on Zeldnaga Caverns, myself spawning as Terran versus a Protoss in the top right. And this is going to be in a very experimental match for me, because I'm going to do something that other Terran players do the very first game they play, but I've never done yet. And that is play Standard. I've only ever done the fast expand build versus Protoss. Or at least I'll start by attempting it, and I may switch it up if I scout some sort of rush. So I'm actually going to build a barracks after this supply depot. I'm going to do it like the 1-1-1 build, but it's not actually going to be the 1-1-1 build because I still like using bio, and I'm not comfortable using mech, and really the 1-1-1 should be for a transition to mech. There's no point in me getting an early starport when I'm just going to be trying to massing tier 1 bio. So I'm going to say in advance, and I'll just say it once so I'm not saying it the entire match. I suck. I have no idea how to do this. This is like my first game of Starcraft, and I make tons and tons of mistakes. This build order is terrible. Don't follow it whatsoever. It's going to be ugly. Ugly, ugly match. And as it turns out, my opponent happened to be a number 4 ranked Diamond League player, so given that's 4th just for his divisions, that's probably like 4,000th overall, but still. Number 4 Diamond's better than I am. So he scouts and just sees I have a standard 1 rack, so I guess it's standard. I got a gas. I was kind of contemplating whether I should get that or not. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll get one. And I get my orbital. I think my plan is to just pump a bunch of Marauders early and push my opponent back with my early Marauder pressure. Set up my expansion during that time, and then fall back before his robotics units or before his Templar come out. So that was my plan. That's not actually going to happen. So I do have a second barracks going down, but look at how bad I am. First of all, when I scouted his base, I saw a gateway and a cybernetics core. I'm like, shoot, why is there so little here? And then I start scouting around the map for... What am I doing now? I'm scouting around the map for like a proxy stargates or proxy gateways. I'm like, you should have like way more in this by now. And you know why I was thinking that? It's because I'm so used to scouting late, like after my planetary fortress is done, that it totally messes up my timing. I come in here and I see what he should have at this time of the game, but I don't feel for what time of the game it is. So I was convinced that there was stuff. I'm like hunting, it's like, oh, he's probably behind the shroud here. Nope. Okay, he's probably in here. Nope. Okay, with destructible rocks, maybe he's in here with a Stargate. So it's completely messed me up, and I'm just building Marines now instead of Marauders. And in fact, you can see, if I just back up a touch, I've actually stockpiled 500 minerals. And stockpiling 500 minerals 4 minutes into the game is so terrible. Like, I can't even describe. That's like stockpiling 8,000 minerals 15 minutes into the game. So that's the evidence that I've never done this build before. So I've unintentionally turned this into a fast expand build. It's like, well, I gotta spend these minerals somehow, so I may as well throw down a command center. So reason why I stockpiled so much: A, I have no units, and B, I have no harvesters. 22 over 14. And I'm not even making any. And I'm going to have an expansion soon. I don't even have enough to populate, even close to coming to not populating. No, okay, I'll use that word because I can't think of the word I'm thinking of. To saturate even one base, let alone saturate 2 bases. So he is being persistent with his scouts. He's constantly sending in drones, which is good pro level play. Something I probably should be working on. My scouting's not ideal. I think I'm pretty good in TvT. That's probably the only matchup I feel that I'm a good scouter in. Yeah, so yeah, he's basically got double my harvester count now. 27 over 14. And now I gotta set up this fast expand. I'm like, okay, I have no income and I have no units. So, yeah, time for bunkers. Now, with my typical fast expand build, where I build my command center right off the bat, obviously I have to get the planetary fortress. which has some advantages later in the game too. But you get a lot more advantages out of having an orbital command, so I decided to get an orbital instead. I don't have to have a planetary this time. I can just make do with my units and my bunkers, I hope. As for my bunker placement, I wasn't really sure. Like I didn't want to let him give me the ability to like bypass my front line and go right up my ramp. At the same time, I wanted to cover my expansion, so I kind of built in the middle. I'm thinking next time it'd probably be better just to build by my expansion. And then I can always close off my wall and pull my units and kind of trap them in here if I have to. So here's the first attack. It looks like he's just going to go for it, attacking my first barracks, or my first bunker. Not doing much focus fire here, just kind of A-moving. Sentries on its last legs. I pull my units out and I just start to attack. So he is taking out my orbital command. And now with Marauders versus Stalkers, I feel like I'm in pretty good shape. I switch it to focus fire since it's small numbers. You don't want to be A-moving. Just want to pick them off one at a time. Oh, kill my Marine right at the end. Nice little Marine corpse there. Which biodegrades very fast. Environmentally friendly Marine. Another thing I'm not used to is these mules. I'm not used to having so much mineral income. I will be stockpiling minerals to later in this game. And I think to compensate with that, I should be throwing down more barracks and I should be expanding faster. Something I'll need to do next time. So we each got one Xel'Naga. Look at the range. Just look at the mini map on the Xel'Nagas for this map. It covers like almost the entire middle, which is where basically every attack force has to run through. And it goes right up close to the side, so it's even hard to bypass them with a drop. You really have to hug the sides of the map. I did catch something move along here on the mini map, and I thought it was like a void ray coming in towards here, so I am setting up an air turret. It was actually a good fake reminder for me to get an engineering bay, because I forgot to do that. I'm used to already having an engineering bay because of my planetary fortress rush I typically do. As it turns out, it was just a probe just setting up this expansion. He never took out these destructible rocks. I think that's kind of key. If you want to defend this expansion, you gotta blow out that door. So second attack force getting ready, and he's sending in yet another scout, which is really good on his part. Just keep the scouting going, get a feel for my composition, see if I'm tech switching. So you see I'm just doing the 2 bunker thing again, and I got Marines and Marauders. So what else going here? Just working off of 3 barracks only. I should probably be throwing out some more barracks now, especially as I got 2 orbitals. This mineral count's only going to get higher. Getting my starport down, getting my Ghost Academy down, getting my armory down, then I'll get another engineering bay down. Then I'll have all my upgrades ready to go. I wonder if I even never got combat shield this match. I have this weird suspicion that I didn't. I don't recall actually doing any late upgrades for my tech lab. Coming in from the side, you know, sniping a refinery is actually pretty painful, especially if it's a TvT. I love it when I can snipe refineries because I know it's also gas-based. So I did snipe a Templar at the cost of eating a Psy Storm. I just want to stop it here. Look how he places these Psy Storms. It's so pro. He does it in a way that's hitting all my units, but is mostly behind me. So if I want to dodge it, I gotta move forward into this mess of stuff. And if I wanted to flee these units, I gotta flee through this gigantic Psy Storm. So you see I run away, and then it just forces me to eat more of the Psy Storm. And decide just to pull all my mining here. I suppose I could have just kind of mined this half, but I guess I was doing more micro with these units. Got the tough runners in the front, and attacking again. Looks like I got concussion shells now, which is nice. Now I can kind of bait and pull them in towards my bunkers. Again, another pro Psystorm. Love those things. See, I'm actually forced to kind of go down to dodge it, which means I'm just taking more Stalker hits. Actually, I was trying to snipe this Templar. Looks like I'm down to 10 hit points. Too bad. I laid off at the perfect time. Now he's wasting a Guardian Shield. Looks like I wasn't macroing there during all that micro, so my reinforcements are non-existent. This is optimistic on my part to try to set up a bunker here. That's I was going to get caught. In fact, it probably just gave him a reminder, hey, you can go come kill all these SCVs. So once again, my mining's completely shut down here. Pull my units out of my bunkers again, deciding I'm going to go in for a push. I do have stim packs ready, so I can stim as well. I want to make sure I can win the battle before I stim, though. So I do decide to stim here. And looks like, since I'm mostly Marauders, I decided to focus the Stalkers first, just as I get bonus damage versus Stalkers. Not sure what would have been the best thing to focus. So you can also focus the Sentry, because it's the one with the Guardian Shield up, or you can focus the Zealots, because the Zealots are the ones doing the most damage of all the units. And looks like I had some energy stored up on my 2 orbitals, because that's a lot of mules. And I don't really even need the minerals, because look, I've stockpiled 2,000. See, at this point I should really be throwing down command centers and throwing down barracks. And pumping SUVs, you know, I can never have enough SUVs. At least I am doing that. Yeah, so I switch up the place on my bunkers. I think this makes a little more sense now. But I think having held that off, I probably don't need bunkers anymore. I think I should be in a state of the game where I can actually match them in army count. But yeah, doing a fast expand with 14 SCVs, I definitely needed it back then. Saturation is pretty solid. I never get these Vespian extractors mining the entire game, and that's completely terrible. My scouting factory was caught, so I kind of sent it to the corner, which is unfortunate. It means I'm not going to see this base, but I just assumed the Stalkers were going to chase me down. So yeah, with Templar in the field, I'm definitely thinking Ghost for EMP and Cloak because of my Ghost versus Psystorm hasn't been going too well of late. So I get the Cloak so I can get in there and really nail the Templar before the battle even begins. Man, I so wish I populated these refineries. I kind of want to go back in time and do it right now, because this division between how small my gas count is and how big my mineral count is just going to get widened. I don't even think I ever even looked at what my resources were in the second half of the game. I just know when I was spamming Ghosts, it was just always more Vespian required. Whatever the hell the message is.